Hello, welcome back to Lukeolas, who plays for all the gaming news, and a little bit of a channel update today. I'm going to be trying something new. A couple of news articles on our address today then, one of which is Crash Bandicoot 4 has been announced, but are we going to see it on the Nintendo Switch, as that has not been announced as of yet. Also, Nintendo says they're going to be cutting back on mobile games after the success of Animal Crossing. A little bit of an update on one of my recent videos about 7 EA games reportedly coming to the Switch, where it looks like some of them might have been sort of found out, if you like, or not necessarily officially confirmed but leaked. And just a little bit of an update of the UK charts, and again how Nintendo is doing well with specific games. But before we get into that, a little bit of a channel update. So as I'm now back in work after the furlough scheme has ended, for me at least, I'm not going to be able to put out the daily videos I was doing the last month or couple of months. I still intend on filling you in with all the latest gaming news, however, so I'm going to keep hold of the articles I do want to talk about over a couple of days, and then when I do have a day off from work, I will film all on one day through one video. That video will then be uploaded on whatever day it is. Unfortunately, I can't really commit to a set day for the main video, but then each segment individually for each different story will be uploaded individually on the subsequent days, depending on how many there are. So it'll be sort of like daily uploads. You'll be able to catch it all in the one main video at the start if you want to, but if you're really interested in certain bits of it, you'll be able to pick them off individually as well. So hopefully that'll work out well. We'll have to see how it goes, I guess. So after all that is said and done, if you do want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 250 subscribers by the end of July. It's looking a little bit tricky at the moment, so please, if you don't mind subscribing, it really would help me out. 95% of people who watch the videos aren't subscribed, so hopefully I can convince you to do that today. And leave a like if you enjoyed the video as well, as it helps me know that I create content you like watching. Okay, first of all then, so Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, was announced yesterday, I believe, and it was announced to be coming to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2020, I believe maybe September, but I could be wrong on that. When it was officially announced, it was just announced for those two consoles. There was no news for a PC or a Nintendo Switch release, but there has been a small update from Activision, and they've maybe hinted at a possible port in the future. So this is what they've had to say. We are still evaluating additional platforms for a future date. Stay tuned for more information. Now I believe this will be in tune with maybe Spyro and the Crash trilogy in the first place, which came to the Switch after it came to the other platforms. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe sometime next year we do see this game on the Switch, and to be honest, I think it's quite likely that we would. I don't think they would pass up on the opportunity of getting it out there. I think obviously they'll prioritise making the game fully on the consoles that are more powerful, and then they'll probably get a team to work on porting it down to the Switch. Surprised it's not come to the PC at the same time, but again, I assume at some point it will get ported to Steam or another platform to sell the game on a PC as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that, and if you are waiting for it on the Switch, it probably will happen. And personally, I think the Switch is a good platform for things like that. I think the other sort of games that really run well on the Switch from AAA titles, like the big AAA titles that get ported over, some of the RPGs and stuff, you can definitely tell they're lower sort of graphical capability than the ones on the PS4 and Xbox One. For something like Crash Bandicoot, I think you wouldn't be able to tell so much, and it wouldn't have that much of a difference with the frame rate rates and stuff like that, and it would still run well. And I think these sort of games do work well in a handheld mode. Nice game you can pick up and play on the go as well, so probably would sell quite well for them. Okay, so on to the next news article of the day. So Nintendo is looking at moving away now from mobile gaming, which is a market they've only recently got into towards the tail end of the Wii U, where the Wii U wasn't really doing so well. They went into it as an extra revenue stream because mobile gaming is it's free money, I guess, if you're not in that market, for a lot of companies if you do it right. So they released several games. You got Miitomo, you had Super Mario Run, you had the Fire Emblem Heroes game, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and Mario Kart Tour, I think, is the most recent one. But it looks like Nintendo wouldn't be putting any more out on the mobile market anytime soon, at least anyway. So according to a report from Bloomberg, Nintendo appears to have reassessed the mobile business and narrowed its focus towards its more traditional console. Originally, the company wanted to launch 2 or 3 new mobile games a year, but the games they have launched so far haven't really competed very well with the rest of the market, and that is shown in a chart that was provided by Sensor Tower, where you can see the Nintendo games revenue, and in some cases it's actually in the minus in terms of the percentage of year-on-year revenue, where other games are absolutely insane in terms of how much they are taking. A little bit more information on that specifically then, you've got Dragalia Lost, which is a Nintendo game, Super Mario Run and Fire Emblem Heroes, all roughly about minus 10 to 20% year on year in terms of revenue change, and you've only got Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is positive, about plus 40 to 50. Obviously that's going to have had a good impact from the recent game, but that's the only game there from Nintendo that's actually really performing better year on year. And with a mobile game, it's there all the time, and if you keep updating it, that's the model people go for, is to try and improve the game and get more out of it over time as you increase your install base. But it clearly isn't happening with the Nintendo games, and now they're looking at maybe stopping the focus on that market. As I've already mentioned, the sort of interest in mobile market was kind of a response to the fact that the Wii U didn't do so well, but now the Switch is on top form in terms of Nintendo consoles yet again, back to where they belong, I guess. They kind of don't need to look at that, and they put all their resources now into the Switch instead of splitting some off to mobile gaming. This was sort of hinted back in May when Nintendo president said that we are not necessarily looking to continue releasing many new applications for the mobile market. So I guess you could take this as a hint back in May that this is the direction they are going to go, and it looks like it's all but confirmed now. So are you disappointed with this news? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, we'll move on to the next news article of today, number 3, which is in response to a video I made last week where I said 7 games from EA that would be coming to the Switch, and I was speculating about what they would be. It looks like they have been maybe found out anyway. So as I mentioned in that video, we already know that Burnout Paradise Remastered, which is now out, and Apex Legends would be coming to the Nintendo Switch, as these were announced by EA. But VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb has now sort of chimed in and had his say on what games could potentially be coming, and if you are looking for things like The Sims 4, then it looks like it might be disappointment as he doesn't think they are going to be coming. 2 other games I mentioned in that video as well, Titanfall 2 and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I did say I was very, very skeptical they would come over. It looks like they are not going to either. And I should put a disclaimer here, at least this is in the 7 games they're talking about within the next year. It doesn't mean it won't happen in a future date, but we're just talking about the next year. So FIFA 21 and an EA exclusive game, Lost in Random. I say EA exclusive, obviously all of them are EA exclusive. What I meant is the new game that they've announced recently. But yeah, Lost in Random, they are going to be coming to the Switch, and that leaves 3 titles which Jeff then goes on to talk about a little bit more. Jeff claims he has a source who is familiar with the publisher's release slate, and they are saying that the games will be a remaster of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which first came out in 2010, and then also a Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which is the newest game in the series. I did speculate, I was quite confident that Plants vs Zombies game would come over to the Switch when I talked about this before. And then another EA Originals title from Velan Studios, which they didn't name, they just said that's the game or the studio that's going to be making the other game. So there you have it, they are the 7 games that are supposedly coming. Like I said, they're not officially announced by EA, but the source is very credible, and some of them we could gather from a process of elimination like FIFA 21, and I would say the others are quite likely that it is going to be the case for those ones as well. So again, in the comments, are you disappointed that maybe The Sims 4, your other favourite game, is not coming? Let me know in the comments which ones you would have liked to have seen, or if you're happy with what they are going to be offering. And finally then, the UK charts. So Nintendo is still doing very well in the UK charts. However, Animal Crossing has this week dropped out of the top 10. By no surprise then, so we got Last of Us Part 2 from Sony, which is smashing it at the top. It was actually the best selling ever game on the PlayStation 4, so that's not really surprising. But what I want to talk about mainly is the fact that Ring Fit Adventure is number 2. So obviously people in lockdown, stuck in their houses, this game has really caught traction, and now it's back in stock to get. A lot of people are picking it up because you can't go to the gym, so Ring Fit Adventure offers a very good alternative to allow you to do fitness in the house whilst also playing a game with a fun little story to it. And it actually does really well in terms of keeping you fit and active, and if you want to lose weight, there's been many stories that this game is very helpful in assisting to do so. The rest of the list then is made up of FIFA 20, which again is multi-plat, but you can get it on the Switch. Mario Kart 8 has gone down from first to number 4 this week, but still holding its own in the top 10, like it just doesn't want to go away. Got Call of Duty Modern Warfare and GTA 5. Minecraft, specifically the Switch edition, is at number 7. Nintendo exclusive 51 worldwide games at number 8, which is up 1 from last week at number 9, so again another solid performance from Nintendo. And Pokemon Sword has had a boom in sales thanks to the DLC that was available from that last week, and that's gone up to number 9 as well. And last but not least is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which we just discussed is probably not going to be coming to the Switch anytime soon. So that brings us to the end of this video, so leave me a comment below if you like this new format and what you think of all the individual news articles. I'd like to hear your feedback for videos going forward. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep up to date with all the latest gaming news. I do have a little bit more of a focus on Nintendo, but I do cover all the major consoles. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to watch one of the recommended videos on the screen right now. One is the most recent upload, the other one is recommended for you by YouTube, so check them out and I shall see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.